Hello, Internet, and welcome to Comic Book Talks for the week of August 7th, 2014. I'm Ticketmaster, joined by
Buff Larkin, and this has been brought to you specially today by the product placement of Grayson brand. We do this show, this is a little behind the scenes, I'd like to say. We do this show at 9 in the morning. I'm Eastern time. Tekken is what are you? Wichita, Kansas time? Wichita, Kansas time. And so therefore he's about half an hour behind me. Is that how it is? If it's 9 here, it's what, 8:30 there?
Yeah, that's how it works.
So he's eating Raisin Bran, getting it because he's been up all night partying and counting the days down till Destiny comes out in September. And so and I'm very excited because I've missed you, buddy. I've missed yelling at you. I've missed
you too. Because I'm just like, I need somebody to talk about these comics about.
And that's why we're here to give all you people out there some excitement. So Techie, first of all, let's just get the big thing out. This week we had the grand release of Guardians of the Galaxy. How did you like going outside into the air and the sun and seeing the movie?
Well,
and then going into a damp theater where people do things on the floor and watching this movie.
I didn't get a chance to watch it because I was doing some comic book stuff, or some video game stuff. So next week. Next week,
okay. Well, I'm going to talk about it because I'm going to go see it for the second time today with my daughters because I figured they're 11. They're what are they? What are they? You know. No, they're 11 and 12. So there is some words used there, and there is a finger being used as the Wichita finger, as I like to call it. But overall, so I tell my wife, I says, I don't think it's that appropriate. It's got the S word being used a lot, and well, not a lot, but a good handful of times. And then my wife said, well, they hear the words at the school. I said, well, you got that right. To be honest, today's kids, they talk wherever they want. And but so basically we're gonna go check it out today because they want to see the raccoon and they want to see Groot, and they're very excited. So I'm excited that they're excited. They want to go see a comic book movie. There you go.
Yeah, I was thinking, before the movie came out that Groot and Rocket Raccoon would be big hits with children.
I don't think they can be Of course, then the hype starts, right? They go, oh, Raccoon and Groot, they could have their own movie. I'm going, no, they can't. This movie was perfect. I'm not gonna say it's perfect. It was great.
Yeah, I don't think they could have their own thing. They need to have like a supporting cast with them.
Every character in that movie played their part. Like Drax the Destroyer, you'll love it. You'll love Drax and Dax, and then they all played their parts perfect. It was like everybody had a nice 20% of the movie that they could really do their charm, and all those parts equal to be a nice 100%. I give it a nice, I'd say 9. There's a couple of sections, and I, as a comic book fan, go, oh, do you really have to do that? You'll see it. We'll talk about that in a couple of weeks when you actually venture outside or download it, you damn pirate. Yeah, but no, you'll go and see it. We'll see in a couple of weeks. But there's some that it was kind of like stomach churning, going, oh. But other than that, it was a very good movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I laughed out loud, and you know me, Tekken, I don't laugh at all. I laughed out loud in a lot of these parts of this movie because it was just fantastic. It was just fantastic. So, Techie, what have you read lately that has really turned your crank?
That has... Okay, well, New Avengers for one, because they finally did it. It was building up to this.
Oh.
And it was like, they finally did it. Namor, oh! And then Uncanny Avengers because, yeah, it had a conclusion finally to Avenge the Earth, and I was satisfied.
Now, how many issues did that take? It took, they're on issue, 24 or something like that?
They're on, the next issue is 23. 22 just came out.
So it took 22 issues to finally tell the story. No, they haven't, because they're still dealing with the Red Skull from issue 1, and now they're getting into Axis, right? So it's still going on.
Yep.
This one is just, a part of the story has finally told its tale. And so what it's really stroked you now? Is it New Avengers, or is it all Uncanny Avengers that have really got you going?
Ooh.
What's the top one?
That's hard because those are like two of my favorites. So I would say Uncanny Avengers just because it did, like, it was cool because they did the whole Days of the Future Past thing. They, like, send their consciousness back and then be like, oh, guess what? Apocalypse Twin is not going to happen. And then, oh man, see, it got so good. It got so good after, see, I thought, like, it couldn't get any better after Ragnarok now when they blew up the Earth. But then it did, and it's like, oh, and then they went back, and they were like, oh, guess what? Fuck, the students are going to stop you. And then they had still stop Exaltar, so it's like, how are we going to stop Exaltar? And then Rogue took over its powers, and it's like, oh, man, and she hulked out. It's like, oh, man. But then, the last issue, it's like, uh-oh, Wonder Man's still in her body, or still trapped in her. What's happening? So, and then there's the whole Apocalypse Twins. Are they dead? Are they not dead? And then there's Kang, and like he found out what his plan was the whole time. Of just like, haha, I'm just gonna manipulate them, and it was still about the X. That was so cool. It's like it's still about Jarnborn, and you got the X, and he attacked the Celestial, and then he was like, I'm going to feed off your Celestial power, and then like became super awesome powered, and then had to fight, and it was so good. It was so good. It was just like, yeah, that was awesome. And that was, I mean, the only thing I'm kind of disappointed about is, like, in the last issue, it's like, you know, he's on the verge of defeat, and he's like, yeah, I'll get you, Havoc, and then he just teleports away. It's like, oh, bad guy gets away, whatever.
That sounds like you on a Saturday night. I'm gonna feed off your celestial power. You say that on a Saturday night in Wichita, Kansas. See how far that gets you. And then girl comes up to you at the bar. Goes, hey, stranger, how you doing? And then you just turn. Just think of this, and then you turn and go, I'm gonna feed off your celestial power, and then you make this like, see what happens. You sly dog, you. You'll catch more than you throw away, Tekken, if you do that.
They give Sunfire
catch more than you throw away.
They give Sunfire a new body, and he looks all awesome. It's like, oh.
Oh, there you go. See, so it was what, and now
because he was able to feed off
exactly. Ooh. Oh. Tell me more about this celestial power tech. Did he make the same sound too? Like drinking the milk from the bottom of a bowl of Raisin Bran. That's how it was.
Oh, also, but like also there's like like everything is hitting its stride right now, and it's just like being super awesome. But man, Avengers got really good when like Captain America remembered, and he's like, I remember, Tony, and Tony Stark's like, what are you talking about? And Captain America's like, I remember, and then it just gets better from there, and just like,
well,
man,
it did, and then they went and they jumped up into the future. It's like, it's like, come on.
Yeah.
Give us our standoff and get it done with. And I was like, no, we gotta shoot him off in the future. Where then Hawkeye and then shooting Tony with the arrows. That's because I remember, you jackass. And then because I told myself to do that. And then he goes in like really into the future, and it's like, gee, just get it over with. Shoot.
And it's cool because like issue, let's see, 31 through 33 so far have basically been all the Infinity Gems that they had in New Avengers when they used the glove and they shattered. And it's like, I wonder what's going to happen when they get to the Time Gem, if it's going to like shatter, if it's going to be something different on the cover. So, ooh. And then, okay, I'm sorry. But like, we didn't talk about this. It happened a while back, but we found out where the map makers came from in Avengers because it was the Syndoid thingies. And then they got to some part of the no space because they went through the thingy with the AIM people. They went through their portal, and then they were like just going in there. And they're like going in forever and ever, and then they find some other creatures, and then they do their little thingy where they scan them and like become them, and it's like it's the map makers, and they found like they have their own little society going on, and like they're that's why they're the map makers. So they go out to their planets to get the resources, because that's the only way they can do it. And they're like, well, sorry to kill your planet, but we need the resources. So
no, there you go. Now, also, if you're out at a bar in Wichita, Kansas, using the term stick something in your portal would also probably work a lot too. Not as good as feed off your celestial juices. That
Celestial juices.
essence or whatever it was. Yeah, exactly. if you throw juices in there, I bet you'd get more points. So what's happening in New Avengers then?
Oh man, New Avengers.
So is Namor still a dick?
Actually, he kind of saved the day, but to do it, he had to be like a terrible person that we all know he is.
Yeah.
So
Well, he's the only one who could. That's why he's on the team, because he's the only guy who would pass the.
That was great. I love that scene when like Reed Richards is like, "Well, I'm not going to do it," and he's like, "Bruce, you want to do it?" And Bruce is like, "Nope," and he's like, "Beast, nope." And he's like, Steven, and then like Steven's like, "You guys don't even know what you just did to my tentacle monster that I gave all my soul for. Go F yourselves." It was great because like, oh my gosh, that was great. Like that, oh man, see, that was even great too because it's like, you know, after he sold his soul, like he's like, oh, he's losing his whole soul. But then the next issue, it's like, you don't even have a whole soul, Stephen Strange. I can't take it from you. Ha ha ha. I'm only going to take what's left, a little sliver, and give you that much godliness. And it's like, oh, he doesn't even become a full god because he doesn't have his whole soul because the Illuminati has just done so many terrible things. Yeah. It's just dragged him through the mud, and he doesn't have a soul left now.
Yeah, way to go. That's what you get. That's what you get when you're using your magical powers to peek in on women showering.
And then the tentacle monster like took out all the great society. It was great because that was great too. It was like, you know,
oh yeah,
they finally met their match in like a hero team that was like defending their Earth as well.
Yeah,
and then they threw down and they got their asses kicked, and it's like, oh. And in that scene when like Iron Man's like thing is like armor just gets ripped off, that was like the best because like he's looking around, everybody's getting their ass kicked, and then slowly but surely his like suit is like losing power. And then just, and then it's all gone, and just
and then the fake Dr. Fate had to go and push Doctor Strange too far, and then bam, it was all over.
Oh yeah, that was great. He's like, "You're just a fake. You know nothing of magic and sorcery. I'll show you." And yeah, cast a spell.
I am not a conjurer of cheap magical tricks, like Gandalf did in the Lord of the Rings. Then all of a sudden, Doctor Strange, boom, just kicked his ass. Just kicked all their ass. I was so happy. I like Doctor Strange. He's one of my favorite guys, to be honest. I've loved the Defenders, and of course, if you think about the Defenders, Doctor Strange was pretty much the defender of the Defenders because he was in every incarnation of them going on there. So he's always had a special place in my heart, even though he stares at women while they shower. Maybe I respect him more for that, actually. What the heck? I know you do. Tekken, if you had his magical powers, I know that's exactly. What's his major tool? What's his major thing? What does he have? Eye of Agamotto.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think he's eyeing up? Exactly. I know you would do that too. Don't even, especially with celestial juices. So what else has striked your fancy?
Well, we haven't talked about my favorite book and everybody else's favorite book.
I left you alone.
Saga.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were going to go down. I left you for 2 months because I was getting, to be honest, I don't want to be rude or anything. I left you for 2 months because you kept talking about the X-Men and Cyclops. I'm going, oh.
Hey, we're getting there, okay?
No, we're not.
We're getting there.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are.
Because I also have my pants with celestial juices. If you do that, that's for sure. All right, so Saga, how are you liking it? How are you liking the new, the next section of the?
I'm kind of sad because at the end of the first issue in that arc, it's like, well, the last few stories were about how my parents met. This one's about and it's like, that's a downer.
No,
that makes me sad.
No offense. If you're that was pretty much what they were doing while they were in that first part of the story. They were all over the place. Quite frequently and rapidly.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
It wasn't all the time.
Exactly. So now the time has come to watch and see how this kid progresses, and there's life and death in everything.
And then it's like Prince Robot is, still out there. And, oh, that was great to, like, see him, like, because he's so out of it from after the battle. But then after he, like, finds out what happens and he comes back to it, it's like, Prince Robot's back on a rampage. He's coming back. He's still out there.
Now,
and you also have the other robot dude.
How much is this fast forwarded now? How many years?
Oh, probably, I don't remember. It's probably like 2 or 3 because Hazel's kid, she's not in school yet, so she's still a toddler.
Okay, all right. I don't think they have schools for runaway kids. I'm just letting you know that. That kid's gonna grow up not being able to read. That's how sad that is. So it's weird saying that because how does she know how to write then to tell the story?
I'm sure there's a way.
Yeah.
In their magical tree house that is a spaceship.
Hooked on phonics. Works for me. Anyway. Okay, so you got Prince Robot out there, and he's all mad, and there's another robot. What about the Will?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. He's recovering, remember?
Still?
He went through a traumatic experience.
2 to 3 years, man. Jeez, you need to get back into the game.
He was in a near comatose state.
All right, fine. He'll come back and he'll be ticked off too. Let's have everybody ticked off at that lovely couple and the baby. Go right ahead. So, is there any new books that you've tried out that you haven't? That you're surprised you haven't? Or
I have. I picked up a ton of new stuff. I just haven't gotten around reading it yet.
That's all right. That's what new stuff's there for, just to sit around and do nothing. What is it?
Okay, so Comixology had the sale. A bunch of Image stuff was on sale, so I picked it all up from like issue 1 through whatever they had.
Let me guess.
Well, not like all of them.
You picked up Sex Crimes?
No, I didn't pick up Sex Criminals.
That's surprising.
I think I had the first issue for free, but I haven't read it yet, so
There you go.
So I picked up Rat Queens, haven't read it yet. Picked up East and West, haven't read it yet.
Feel like East and West. I thought that was a very good book. From what I've read, it was very good.
Picked up Lazarus. I already had like the first volume, but I hadn't read it, so I just picked up whatever else was on sale. Because it was $1, so I was like, whatever, dude, it's $1. So picked up that. Pretty Deadly. That looks cool because it's all sci-fi, western, crazy landscape. And then, okay, so Batman, I kind of fell off during 0 Year Part 3. Because I was like, come on, dude, get back to the present. I didn't care about the Riddler. It's like, ugh. I mean, it was still good. I was just like, okay, this is a good stopping point if I want to, like, come back to it, and then, it wasn't touching me like the first part of 0 Year when, like, the Red Hood gang and stuff's going. Well, I mean, it was really good, like the part of the hurricane and stuff. But I was like, it's dragging on, man. Like just him and the Riddler. Like, why is this taking so long?
Exactly. Like, and if you want something touching you want something touching that's going to be worthwhile. I'm not saying anymore.
Well, actually, the one new thing I did pick up was Justice League, since, Luthor and Batman.
And how you liking Lexi?
That is awesome, because, that scene where it's like the story of the Scorpion and the Frog. It's like, he's like, I got a different version. And the whole scene with, like, they're in Wayne Manor, and he comes at him with a gun, and it's like, what the F is going, what's going to happen next? Oh. And then he's like, that grandfather clock looks like it's been there for a while, or it shouldn't be there or something, or I feel a breeze. Yeah. I wonder what's behind it. Boom! And he's like, these aren't normal bullets, they're explosive rounds.
Exactly. Patent pending. There you go. Exactly.
Like, man, looks like there's crazy.
Yes, but okay, so this is all leading into next year for Crisis. The what is the 30th anniversary of Crisis? Isn't it sad that I was around for the first anniversary of Crisis? That's how old I am. And every other Crisis ever since. The Identity Crisis, Final Crisis, Crap Crisis, all the other crises that were trying to, but it'll be interesting to see. I would absolutely love to see something that, and I think DC has to do it, they have to absolutely destroy this universe.
Really?
I think they need, see, what happened with Crisis is that they had to reboot a lot of the things. They wanted to reboot it to be fresh for new people. They wanted to kind of kill off some of the, I don't want to say continuity because it was always there, but they wanted to make it fresh for new kids to read. Superman got a change in his powers, which quickly went back to the old powers. Wonder Woman got a new kind of origin. Batman got a kind of a new origin, though not really. And we got to see like a rebirth of a new universe again. And it's kind of like Silver Age happened in the '60s, where they had the new Flash, and they brought in Hal Jordan, they brought in the Justice League, and they kind of created all this new stuff, right, from the Golden Age to the Silver Age. This was kind of like Crisis was pretty much what was going to be like the Bronze Age. It was kind of like, okay, we're not going to create new heroes. We're going to create, we're going to just reboot to a soft reboot. I would say that for you technical marvels out there. A soft reboot on our characters and get you to love them again. And it worked for a good portion of the time, too. And so I would like to see what they're doing. I really want to see a couple of heroes bite the dust. Because in Crisis, have you read Crisis yet? The very first one?
No, I haven't.
That, if you ever see it on sale, and you probably will next year, pick it up. It is well worth the rate. It's Wolfman. It's George Perez. It's great artwork. It's a great story. You'll thoroughly enjoy it. You'll be blown away by how great this miniseries was. Because they went and they pulled the trigger. They killed off some characters, and that's what they need to do here. Indeed, they need to make this Crisis an absolute barn burner, stunner. Because right now they're losing badly to Marvel in almost every aspect. They need to have something that grabs the people back. If it means killing off some people, why not?
But wouldn't that have the opposite effect if they just destroyed the universe?
I'm just saying, I would say this, because that's what Crisis did. Like, back in 1980, they had like 50 million alternate universes. And so what Wolfman and Perez did is that they tried to make it into one solid Earth, one history, that's it. There was only one Superman. There's only one Batman. There's only one Wonder Woman. Because back then it was like Earth 1, Earth 2. Well, you're seeing it now in DC. Now there's Earth 2. But there was like Earth X and Earth P, Earth Prime. And then there's all these other Earths. So they decided, okay, let's take all this. Let's make one Earth, and that's it. Kill off all the other Earths. Make one Earth. And whoever can survive, survives. And then we can make this world out of one Earth instead of saying, oh, let's go to this parallel universe. Let's go over here. No, they said one Earth, that's it. And then, therefore, other universes died. And that's why this is very interesting. And that's why I'm not surprised to see Grant Morrison's Multiversity coming out this October. Because they have to get it out now. Because if they're going to start wiping out some of these universes, then Grant is what's going to lead you down the path, and then Crisis is what's going to take you the rest of the way and wipe everything out.
Okay, so if they went out of their way to, like, get rid of all the multiverse stuff, like, why did they bring it back?
Because people were getting convoluted. You know how many... The worst offender of this whole thing was Hawkman. Because they messed up Hawkman's origin so bad that that's why 0 Hour... pretty much, okay, there's Crisis, and then about, 10 years later, they came out with 0 Hour, which absolutely was a disastrous load of shit, because they destroyed one of my favorite heroes of all time, Hawk, by turning him into a bad guy. They were supposed to take Captain Atom and change him into the bad guy of the miniseries, right? Oh no, that was Armageddon 2001. Sorry, but then they took that and put that into 0 Hour, and then that turned. They made Hal Jordan the bad guy in that one because he was Parallax at that time, right? He's whatever. Either and or it was shit, but Hawkman had so many different origins to him that they had to kind of. It was just stupid, and so basically they had to. And that's why you don't see Hawkman as much as you see him, because he just had such a convoluted origin, and everybody tried to do their version of an origin for him, and it never worked, and so there's like 50,000 different versions of Hawkman out there, and it was just a load of crap. And that's why you got to see alternate universes come back, because it just told a better story. People were getting pigeonholed in one world where they can just tell a story going off, because everybody likes, hey, okay, I'm bored, what we can do this month? Okay, let's send them off to Earth X and see what happens. Now they can't send them to Earth X, so therefore it's kind of like, oh, I'm stuck telling these all same old boring stories. That's my interpretation of it. There's more possibilities if you can go to an Earth X than not have an Earth X.
Yeah, it gives you more variety.
Yeah,
or more options.
They tried to make one clear DC world, and try to bring in all these other worlds and all these heroes from these other worlds, because they owned a whole bunch of. They owned like the Fawcett characters. They owned. Thank you very much for agreeing with me. The Fawcett characters, which was not really part of DC, but they had them underneath the umbrella, so they had to try to bring in Captain Marvel and his family into the original Earth 1, and they had the Charlton characters, which was Blue Beetle and the Question and all them, and bring them into the universe as well. They're just trying to make one world with all the properties that they owned, and they tried. It's a great miniseries. Crisis was probably, I still rate it as probably one of the best miniseries I've ever read. And at the same time, I was also reading Secret Wars, so you figure out how great that was. I had two of the best miniseries out there going right at it. Like if you want to rate miniseries, Crisis has to be like the top one, in my view. And if anybody wants to argue with that, by all means, throw me what you would consider to be one of the best miniseries of all time, not A versus X, or Ultron, the Age of Ultron. Please don't say Age of Ultron, but it's one of those things that it shook the universe up. It was a great story. There's lots of deaths. It was epic. To use the term the kids use nowadays, it was epic.
It's kind of like how I feel recently when I'm reading, like, Marvel versus DC. I feel like the characters I enjoy more in Marvel, but I feel like the storytelling, as far as like the broad, overreaching events, are like just better on DC side.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Well, and every story has Batman in it.
There's that too. That always helps.
Well, how could it not? We always say that. We joke. The thing is, how many books is Deadpool in right now? How many books is Wolverine in right now?
Wolverine.
Well, Wolverine I'm not worried about too much because they killed him off. They don't need to have they don't have a series in there saying they killed off anybody. Killed off Wolverine, they already did it. Who cares about Wolverine right now? Really? Can I ask you that question? Honestly, who cares about Wolverine right now? They have killed that character.
Yeah.
They've killed him. They'll bring him back. They can bring him. That kind of bring him back. Either that, or somehow Deadpool's kind of taken the steam from him. I'm not quite sure, but it's you don't feel that same thing for Wolverine anymore. I think they cut when they made him the teacher at Charles's school. They cut the balls off him. They absolutely cut his nuts off. Who knew that could happen? And they're not growing back either. That's what I'm saying. I was watching Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends on Netflix from the 1980s, and they're doing and it was Firestorm and Iceman having an X-Men reunion, and they introduced two new characters to the team. One was Storm and one was Wolverine, and Wolverine had an Australian accent.
Yeah, I was watching this YouTube video of like a cartoon back in the day. I don't know what it's called, but it had like Wolverine in it and he had Australian accent.
That was probably Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
No, it was an all X-Men story because it had Kitty Pryde and they went to Asteroid M and they tried to like stop it. Oh. And I think I had it on VHS back in the day, I think, but I don't remember what it's called.
What's a VHS?
It's a
I know. I know. Oh, you're dating yourself now. That's good. You know what you should watch on Netflix?
What?
Justice League Unlimited.
Unlimited?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I have it on my queue. I just haven't got around to watching it.
You should absolutely watch it because it's a fantastic and it tells almost one cohesive story from the very first episode all the way. You'll get a couple of filler episodes in there, but it almost tells the same kind of story. It's like one big epic arc, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And you get some good laughs too, so that's good. And the in jokes are good too, so that's good. Like they went to the Wild West, and they're saying, so Batman, Green Lantern, John Stewart, and Wonder Woman all went back in the past to fight Kronos, the Time Lord, right? So they bump into the Old West, and of course, who they bump into? Jonah Hex, And Batman and so Jonas looks at Batman, who's dressed as a cowboy now and doesn't have his mask on. He goes, "That's a nice belt you got there." And then of course Batman goes, "Yeah, yeah, you probably wouldn't know what that is, what this is." He goes, and then Jonas says, "That looks like a time travel belt." He says, "How the hell you know that?" He says, "I've lived a very interesting life," which is a beautiful thing because he had lived because Jonah went into the future and dealt with like a Mad Max kind of world that he had to do. It was one of those little in jokes that if you don't get it, you go, huh? But then if you do get it, it's like, oh, thank you very much for making the time I spent reading Hex worthwhile. It was very good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So you should watch Justice League Unlimited.
I plan to do it.
That's right. So what else have you been reading?
Okay, I guess we can talk about... Have you been reading the original Sin? 'Cause I haven't been reading it, but every issue that's been a tie-in that I've been reading is, like, really, really good.
I have thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm worried, though, because the book Identity Crisis from DC dealt with kind of the same thing. Somebody killed off the elongated man's wife, and they went through this whole big spiel on who it could have been, and turned out to be... Can I spoil it for you?
Sure.
It turned out to be the Atom's ex-wife. Because she shrunk herself down to size and jumped into her ear and caused her to have an aneurysm or something like that, and she died. And it was all built up, and then it was like, oh, it's some superhero's ex-wife. Oh. And I know Nick is probably gonna bite it in this one, but it's interesting. I just don't want it to be okay. Who killed the Watcher? Oh, it's the Atom's ex-wife. Actually, that would be cool if it was, because then that's cross promotion. But it's kind of like, oh, you never saw that happen.
Like someone that is actually like known major character that you didn't see it coming. Like, oh, it's that person. Yeah, no way.
It's Namor. Oh, okay, I'll go with that. He's a dink. I'll go with that. So it's like that. That's kind of like how if I give us a good name, and if it's a good guy, turn him into a bad guy. If it's a bad guy, make him the next big thing. Because we have like that. They already thrown that Dr. Midas in there, and you're saying to yourself, "Who the frick's Dr. Midas?" It's like, okay, you go. It's like, not my cup of tea. We'll see what happens. We'll see who the bigwig. And if Nick's the one that pulled the trigger, then by all means, then let's deal with that too. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, because it's weird because since I've been reading it, I have no idea what's going on as far as like I just know it's about like secrets and like being revealed and stuff. Because man, the last issue of Uncanny X-Men, when they read the will and testament of Charles Xavier, it's like wow, that was. And
so what was it?
It was like, well, they didn't even.
Please tell me he blamed Cyclops at the end of it.
She didn't even get to finish it. Like that's how crazy it was. She's like, okay, I'm reading the first like paragraph or like the first sentence, and she doesn't get past the first sentence, and then everybody just starts like having a reaction, but then they find this like Shi'ar hologram thing, and they push it, and like it's a recording message of him. So I hopefully they finish reading the will next issue. I'm going to be unhappy because I want to know what else is in there.
What's the big revelation so far?
Okay, so it starts off and it's like, I, Charles Xavier, blah, 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 and then he's like, I am married to Raven Darkholm, and everybody's like, wait, what? And then, yeah, and then Rush just starts laughing, just like, oh, that's the best thing I've heard all day, and it's just like, it just devolves from there until they push the button on the hologram thing, and then he's like, oh, there's this crazy mutant out there that you guys gotta take care of, because I had to, compromise my morals to do this, so, yeah.
Sweet!
So he was married to Mystique, but then that kind of explains where his, Battle of the Atom children came, or one of the Battle of the Atom children came.
He's banging her to get that boy Xavier.
Because it looked just like him, everybody's like, you look just like him, who's your mom? And it's just like, now we know.
That's right. Wow.
What? But then it's weird, because like Ray is like, Wolverine's son with his powers with Mystique, so it's like, wait a minute.
Do we have a new hoochie?
I would say yes.
I say yes, that's right. Is she the town bicycle? Does everybody get a ride? I think the answer to that.
Well, she can't turn into anybody, so it's possible.
There you go. Oh, that's horrible.
And you'd never know.
And you never know. Exactly. That would explain a lot of things in my life, that's for sure. Celestial juices and all. There you go. That's going to be the name of...
Yeah, that's
the
name of this episode. Celestial juices.
Celestial juices. What the hell is that? Oh, that's good. Well, have you picked up Moon Knight yet?
I have not.
You're...
I'll pick up the first volume because
Yeah.
Warren Ellis isn't writing after the first 60 issues.
That's right. Which is sad, but it's more of that. That's Warren for you, right? So he only writes for a little bit and then takes off, right? So I'd be interested in sticking around and see how well they're going to do. It's just so wild and wacky what he's doing. It's just, how can you top it? And it's like, it'll be interesting to see when the next crew takes on. It'll be very interesting to see. Have you picked up Grayson yet?
Oh, I almost did, but I was like, pass.
First issue was very good. I thoroughly enjoyed Grayson. Second issue, we'll see what happens. But first issue, I give it a solid pass. Whereas first issues go, solid pass.
So is he using guns? Because I thought it was a bit weird to see him on the cover with like a gun, like pew pew pew, Special Agent Grayson.
Yep. Why not? It's a new way. Shoot everybody.
Batman wouldn't use guns.
Yeah, well, he's not Batman, would he?
Oh, good point.
There you go.
Yeah.
He might have been raised by Batman, but...
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Never
right.
mind.
The real Batman wouldn't get hit with a crowbar till he died, but he did that too, didn't he? So... And get blown up in a warehouse. No. So, there you go.
Have you played Injustice?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I have the story on my YouTube if you want to watch it. It's pretty good.
Oh, send me the link and I'll watch it after this. That's for sure.
But I enjoyed that storyline.
Oh, of course.
Kind of wanted to check the comic out since it takes place right after or before or something. So, but I was like, yeah, that's good. I have enough going on.
Well, it was actually written, I do believe, by Jim Sterling, who did like Silver Surfer and the Big Thanos and the. Have you read the Infinity Gauntlet yet?
Not all of it.
No. Yeah, it's like 6 issues. Oh, that's a little heavy.
Well, the first issue is so long though. It's like 40 pages. I was like, holy crap!
Holy crap! 40 pages.
I mean, like you said, back in the day, they put a lot into them.
That's right.
I wasn't ready for it.
Wow. It's like, shut up already. Why are you explaining everything? Jeez. Just blow up the whole Earth already. He's got the gauntlet. Come on. But I'm not going to play a spoiler because I think you already know that Thanos does make an appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
Does that tease you? Does that make you want to see stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, I thought that was going to be the spoiler when they like at the end scene. I thought that was going to be it, but it turned out to be something entirely different. And I asked Paul, our good friend Paul, I said, how do you like the final scene? He goes, I think I was the only one in the theater to get it. And I said to him, when I saw it on Saturday night, I was the only one in the theater to get the joke. And it's like, oh man, it's entertaining. So when you see it, you wait to the very end, and then you tell me if it was worth waiting around for or not. Does that sound like a deal?
All right.
Yeah, excellent. Moon Knight is a fantastic read by Warren Ellis. That's other than that, my other reading, I've slimmed it down a bit, doing the new Avengers and Avengers. That's good, and Saga, of course. It's nothing is really Grayson. I'm a statement maybe putting Grayson on my list because it was at least something different from DC. It's like, wow, okay, and they're doing with Spiral, and they're not being all together on the level with the thing is, my problem with Grayson was that they had him with his partner, and they don't like each other. It's a female partner. They don't like each other. You sense the tension. You sense that tension, Tech. And I think you get this when you're working at your shop. There's that girl there, and there's a lot of tension. There's a lot of tension. And then 3 issues later, or 3 pages later, they're stuck in face, just like you are down that one aisle. It's like, wow. It's like, there's so much tension. It's like you knew it was going to happen, but did it have to happen in the first issue? No. String it out. You know. Jeez, it's like just like you and that girl. It's like, oh, are you gonna do this check for me? No, I'm not gonna do that check for you. I'm receiving a truck. And she's like, okay, let's go make out now. You're like, okay, let's go. And bam, celestial juices. I tell you, you use that line where down there. Streets are paved with gold, baby. Streets are paved with gold.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I might use that. I might go on Facebook today. And that's all I'm gonna say, Celestial Juices. And just see what I get for a response. I might come on your video game podcast and say, here's Buff Larkin, and all I'm gonna say is Celestial Juices, and then hang up and go away. I think that's what I'll do. Every time we talk, there's something that always comes up that just makes the whole episode just go. And we don't even plan it. It's like, oh, okay. Bathe in celestial juices. Awesome. So you're going to pick up Rocket Raccoon?
No.
Why?
Well, I already dropped Guardians of the Galaxy, so...
Why did you drop it?
Because I didn't feel like Bendis was doing a good job of developing the characters, and then he added on Captain Marvel and Venom, and I was like, well, the characters already there aren't really good enough developed yet, so no point in keeping on reading. He's just going to keep adding.
Why? You want to know why? It's a business decision, I would imagine. It's because, okay, Guardians of the Galaxy is coming out. People are going to flock to the book to check it out if they really like it. That might come in the comic store, and therefore you do get two characters that you could absolutely have a spin out later down the way that these new fans are getting exposed to. Venom, who we knew from Spider-Man, but we're seeing a different kind of Venom, and then Captain Marvel, who apparently will be a big name in the Avengers, perhaps number 3.
But then, well, they're finally getting around to what happened to Thanos in the Cancerverse with Richard Rider, so I might pick it up again. We'll see. But
just for that, I think a lot.
Yeah, just for that.
Because that's Paul's big thing. He's been waiting like most of his life now to find out what happened to Nova, the only Nova, apparently, because he's mad at me for liking the new Nova. I like the new Nova. He's a nice kid. I like him. But the stories are good. They're goofy, but they're good. Kid makes mistakes. Like you and I would probably. Well, I would make mistakes. You'd be fine. But and out there, it's just it's really what he wants to know what happened to Richard Rider. So finally, it's getting to it, and he's very excited because if everybody else is escaping this Cancerverse, you gotta be a pretty big loser not to be able to get out yourself.
That's true.
Hi, Paul. Pretty big loser not to be able to get out of the Cancerverse. Thanos dead. Star-Lord dead. How could Star-Lord not? Look at he has no power. What's he got? He's got a gun. There you go, and a very bad attitude. And here's Nova, who could shoot faster than anybody. He's still stuck back there. It's like, oh, okay, pretty big loser if you can't get out of the Cancerverse. So hopefully he's there. There you go.
But I was enjoying the Gamora Angela team up.
Oh, action. You're the one.
What? I'm the one
who liked it.
And then, adding Captain Marvel, and it's like, oh, 3 strong ladies. Let's see what we can do here.
Exactly. Oh, Tekken loves the strong ladies. But, well, exactly. The thing, I think Angela's going to have her own series, right? So I think they're spinning her off to her own series, which I think is going to flop because, her addition to this thing hasn't done worse shit. Really? Where's the excitement gone? They're excited. Oh, the only excitement about it was that Neil was bringing her over from Image to Marvel. And everybody got all excited, and then they told the story, and it was shit. And then, so basically, now there's like, oh, okay, well, now what do we do with her? And I don't think Neil's going to be writing her story, so therefore it's kind of like, whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-frickin-doo. Whoop-de-doo. There you go. That's what I'm thinking about that. Whoop-de-doo. So, but the thing is, well, okay, here, since you like strong chicks, here I got one for you. How you like Wonder Woman's new outfit?
The Gal Gadot one?
They're going to be on the movie.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it. The only it's like only like a nitpick is just like this color scheme could be, blue and red, but whatever.
Come on.
Like maybe the lighting's off or something, or maybe they're going to add it.
No, because that.
But she just looks like a generic like Trojan.
Good.
Or like soldier.
This isn't about looking like you have to realize.
I'm fine like the way it is. I'm just saying, like, I would prefer if it was like the red and blue like Wonder Woman has.
Yeah, and a little hiked up more in the skirt. I understand that, but but I understand, Tech. Don't worry about it. A little drop in the cleavage.
And then also, like, after seeing it, I was like, okay, well, Gal Gadot can do this because she looks just fine as this character. Like, before I was, like, kind of iffy. I was like, I don't know, she looks like a string bean to me, and yeah. But after seeing that, I was like, okay, well, that looks like Wonder Woman. So,
there,
yeah.
see? Exactly. And that's good. You see that. It's very good. It looks a little bit like Xena, the warrior princess, but that's okay, because you can't make them look like superheroes in the book anymore. You have to have them look like somewhat realistic.
Yeah.
Nowadays, or people are just going to crap over it. And because DC needs to have this, and so they moved the date.
Yeah, that's actually funny because I say DC, their costumes are terrible. Like, I cannot stand so many of the DC character costumes. It's just like, what are they wearing? Ugh.
Wow, I didn't know you're a fashion critic now.
I'm just saying, dude. Some of those characters are tacky.
Like what? Tekken,
Martian Manhunter.
Tekken, screw you. Tekken,
okay.
Screw you. Tekken's tacky list is put the Martian Manhunter, the very first hero of the Silver Age, and you call that outfit tacky. That guy's
I'm just
had
saying,
it for
they have
50
a lot
years,
of, like,
you
straps
selfish
and belts
bastard.
holding things up that aren't there, and it's like, what's up with that? I see you have a cape, but what are those straps holding? That's your muscles? Ooh.
Maybe is holding up his junk. Did you ever think of that? Maybe, yeah.
No, I did not think of that, because
no.
that just doesn't make sense.
It's holding up his shorts because something's inside his shorts weighing it down. Exactly. Tacky list. You put the very first. I ever since Flash was, but I thought Martian Manhunter was actually before him, but I might have been wrong. But he's a close second if he's not, and you're knocking him. Okay, give me another one of your tacky lists. Come on.
Okay, Shazam. Giant lightning bolt.
Again, an outfit from the 1940s.
I'm just saying, dude, they should update their fashion because tacky. Okay.
I don't get the cape. I'll give you that. Like the cape it's hanging off the side. It's like it's serving no useful purpose. Do you also think Power Girl's outfit's too tacky?
Not. It doesn't fit the criteria of being tacky. But
it doesn't even
so
fit,
no,
it doesn't even fit the criteria, if you know what I mean. It hardly fits the criteria. Or criterias, I guess would be the proper term. Again, another cape that's off to the side is like, what the heck? Don't even try. Don't even try. If it's not a useful cape, don't even have it on. Take it off too while you're at it. There you go. That's gonna be our new segment. Tekken's tacky list. Each week you'll have a you just attack the old heroes. That's all you do. Because the new heroes you like. Give me another one. I want to see another tacky. I'm interested in this now. What other old hero are you going to attack?
All right, Captain Cold.
Green Lantern. Why do you have to have green?
Green Lantern's fine.
Why do you have to have green on him? So tacky. Green is so yesterday.
What? I actually don't mind Green Lantern's outfit, either of them.
There you go. Even Guy Gardner's? That's tacky.
I haven't seen his.
No, not the Red Lantern. I'm talking about the green one. They have the chains and the vest. Yeah, you can get that.
There's chains. It sounds like this might be a nightmare.
There you go. Amen.
It's before my time, so you know. I haven't seen it yet.
Have you ever picked up those old Justice Leagues like I told you to?
Not yet. I don't know. Maybe not.
Oh, okay. Well, there's so many you haven't read.
I'm sure they all go on the Tekken's tacky list.
Tekken's tacky list.
I go back and read them. I was like, oh,
that's right.
That's a terrible outfit. That's a terrible costume.
Captain Cold, the man's wearing a blue outfit, and he's got white on it to show.
What's up with those glasses, dude? What's up with those glasses?
He doesn't want to get snowblind.
They could be cooler. Just saying. They look very not awesome.
Oh, you kids today.
They're very lacking in the awesome
What happens
department.
if he creates a whole big snow thing, and then he gets snowblind? Then he won't be able to walk around the Flash catch them. By wearing that, he doesn't get
like,
snowblind.
She has some like sweet, not those looking glasses on that are like way more awesome. Just saying, like those, they just look cheesy.
So what have you heard about Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice? What have you heard about it? It's been date's been moved up, right?
Yeah.
To when?
I think it's March 2017 or something crazy. 2017, 2016.
What? It can't be. That's way too long.
Let me look it up.
Gee, oh, I'm sorry. You have to do work. Oh, there you go. Google that. There you go.
May 6, 2016.
There you go. That was like, wow. That's a little way. So, because of the Captain America movie, right?
Oh, actually, it's been moved to March 25th, 2016.
There you go.
Because of Captain America 3.
Because they don't want to get their ass kicked. They want, and this is a smart thing. You put out your superhero movie before they do. If you're the first movie of the year, then people are going to check you out. It's perfect. It's perfect.
That's true. Yeah,
it's perfect.
You get the It's like nobody gets to go before you're in the head of the line.
And are you going to go and see the Deadpool movie when it's finally made?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, come on.
Not exactly one of my favorite characters. So.
What? You say he's not one of your favorite characters?
Yeah.
Oh, you're lying to yourself now. I miss Thunderbolt so much now that Charles Soule's gone. I miss him because at the very end he had Deadpool down pat. He says, it's fantastic. Did you read? You finished off reading Thunderbolts, didn't you?
I read up to the part where they went into the Amazon.
Well, you got to finish that up. That's the story, right? So therefore,
yeah, I haven't finished this last issue.
He's kind of like, it's just Deadpool. There's one line I got to look it up so I can do it right. It's just fantastic, fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So what else do you want to talk about today, Tech?
Batman 75th anniversary. Did you do anything or get anything special? For me, there's a Solid Comixology where they had like a bunch of issues for $1 or cheaper. I don't remember how much it was, but I picked up all the back issues I hadn't read before I started reading. So now I have like 0 through 18, and I can read them and then be caught up, and then skip over 0 year and come back to it later.
Exactly.
And then they also had a free Detective Comics like 27 was free or something, and I got that.
The very first.
And then
Batman had a gun.
In the future, things change, and he might need one. Okay.
No. He's in Detective 27. He had guns. When Batman first came out, he was shooting people.
And then also I picked up, because they had sales on like all his graphic novels or whatever, so I picked up or story arcs. So I got Black Mirror, Earth One, and Batman Instant for like $3 each on Comixology.
Ooh, very nice. That'd be very good. I always wanted to pick up that Earth One, because that's with Gary Frank. The artwork by Gary Frank, and it looks fantastic. I gotta pick that bad boy up. Very good. Anything else, Tekken?
Okay, so like other stuff I picked up for cheap. So yeah, that you like were asking me what I got into.
Tekken's cheap bastard pick list. Yeah, there you go.
So Young Avengers, I got all those for $1. So yay.
Oh man, you got a good deal.
And then Daredevil End of Days was $10, and I got it. So yay.
Now who's that with?
That is
Daredevil. I know that. I'm saying who did the writing End of Days?
I'm looking it up right now.
Is that David Mack?
That was the page did not load. Give me a second.
Wow. The wheels on the cart go right off. They don't even go round and round.
Whatever. So yeah, clicking on it now. And it was written by Brian Michael Bendis and David Mack.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's okay. Oh, that's good. For $10, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Look at you. You get all that stuff. So when are you going to read it all, Tech?
No idea. My goal for Batman is to read all those issues before the next issue comes out, since 0 year's finally over. Oh. Then I'd be like, yay, Batman. Back on the full list.
See? Excellent. You know what you're doing.
But I was going to ask you about Wonder Woman. Like,
no.
Are you still reading it?
Yeah. The final issue came out. Oh no, I'm not picking up after that. I'm dropping it. I'm dropping like it's hot. soon as I get a chance, because it's gonna have what's his name, Lynch on there or something.
Okay, so wait, so the next issue is when Azrael is off the book.
Yeah.
Okay,
so screw that.
Okay, because I've heard like nothing but good things about it, so I was gonna start reading.
Oh yeah. If you want to pick up, like, if you get a trade on it, it's if you like mythology and all that, you'll enjoy it.
Well, I've never gotten into the character. I've just heard it's a really good run, so I just want to check it out.
You heard that from me, baby.
So
I told you that, or did Paul tell you that?
Well, after
after
you were gushing over it, I heard other sources say the same thing. So
there you go, excellent.
So I'll be looking into getting the trades later when they're on sale, or if the issues are $1. So yeah. Whenever it's $1.
There you go. Oh. There you go. Seems like you got a plan. That's good. All right. So, what is left before we leave today? Give me one more person off your tacky list.
One more person.
From now on, I want a DC and a Marvel tacky.
But Marvels are so good, so
Paste Pot Pete.
Who's Paste Pot Pete?
Well, that's your homework for tonight. You ever hear that Pink song and she's saying, dun, "Just give me a reason." Dun 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 dun. You hear it at your shop, I'm sure. And she's singing with that guy from I can't remember their names now. Fun. And they're singing, and there's a part, and they go into the big epic part, and they're going through the big chorus, and at the very end she says, dun dun dun, and I said, and so when the kids and I are driving in the car with my wife, who hates it when I do it, and you go dun dun dun, dun, and then she gets to the part, I go, "Paste Pot Pete," and she says, "Will you stop that?" So my girls now are into saying that now. Just give me your. I'll link it up to your Skype. And it says, and at the very goes, "Pay," and I go, "Paste Pot Pete," and she goes, "Stop that." I say, "Don't be so rude."
Okay, I found a techie list for Marvel, and that would be Arno Stark from Uncanny Avengers because he has the giant gears on his shoulders and it looks terrible.
Hey, he give you a good shot. What's going on with Superior Iron Man? Have you read anything about that?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
And Thor's a chick.
Yeah.
That's up your alley.
Okay, I completely forgot about that. But like, didn't you say like every time you're on here, you're usually like, Thor's one of the best books. So do you think that's gonna, result in anything being worse or terrible or something?
Because Jason Aaron's still writing it, so there's gonna be.
Okay.
It's just. You can laugh at the business sense of it because they're saying, "Oh, maybe Disney wants to have another princess in Asgard, so they can kind of do that." It's just, I don't know what they're going to do with them. I don't think they're changing Thor into a chick, so I think it's just somehow Thor walks away from the thing and the original sin because they found out they had a sister.
I was gonna say, like, if his sister's Angela, could it possibly be like she gets to be more worthy than him or something?
It's not Angela.
Oh, okay.
Nice
Never
try.
Mind.
But that's all right. It'll be interesting. I got a question for you. Did you watch the movie Lucy?
No.
With Scarlett Johansson?
No.
I did. You wanna know my rating of it was?
Sure.
Juicy. Even better. So that's still juicy.
It was
good. But that of course, Scarlett Johansson won the box office last week with Lucy, right? And I think nobody was expecting that. They thought that The Rock would win with Hercules, and then people realized that looked like shit. So therefore they all flocked to Lucy because of all the kicking and the fighting and all that. So does this pave the way? This great big historic thing for Scarlett Johansson having a #1 movie with an action fighter. Do you see her? Would you see a Black Widow movie?
Yeah.
I think that's a no-brainer, to be honest. I
enjoyed her team up with Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Exactly.
That's pretty fun.
I think she could absolutely be and she could have her own supporting cast, right? So she could work for S.H.I.E.L.D., you can have Nick Fury show up, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it's still, I think this proves that she could absolutely have, and no, it's not going to be a barn burner or whatever, but it's going to make respectable money. See, now with Marvel and making all the things, you think, oh, they need to have like almost $100 million on the first weekend every time, but they're not going to be able to do that, so they have to start paring down and saying, okay, let's make Black Widow for $20 million. And we make $50 million on our first weekend. We make our money back. We make it double over, and then everybody's happy. They got to start dropping their expectations. And so when they come up to this,
I don't know about that. Dropping their expectations.
Well, the thing is, if they really want this, they can't just keep going big bang blockbusters.
Yeah, but all they care about is making money, so I don't think they're going.
Well,
to
then that's what I'm saying. You make a movie for $20 million, and your first weekend's 50, then you make your money back, and then you can pare down. You know what I'm saying? You can't have $250 million movies every time out of the blocks and think you're going to be successful, because one of these times it's not going to be successful. As much as you try, it will not be successful. One of these times is going to bomb on them. So therefore, you have to start paring back and start doing little movies. You think Ant-Man's going to make $100 million in the first week? No. So they got it. So they're already starting to do that, right? And Black Widow will be a perfect addition to put in there.
Okay, I just found someone else to add to the Tekken Staggy list.
Oh, I'm glad you listened to me. They obviously, that's all you care about is now. I've unleashed a monster. Tekken Tacky. Oh, he's too tacky.
That would be all new Marvel Now's Wolverine design. What's up with that? That armor. Ugh. Yellow, black. Ugh. Okay, yes, Wolverine's colors, but just, yeah, no thank you.
Yellow and brown. I miss that old outfit. Not the old outfit, but there's that one he had in the 80s, which was like the perfect. Those big boots had the big, some people say that was tacky. I love that outfit. That was the greatest. I love that one.
Well, I like that outfit too.
There you see? And then they had to turn him into Mr. Leather Chaps, and then that would turn into even worse after that. That wasn't juicy. Lucy was juicy. Absolutely. Tekken, have you missed our talks?
Yes, I have.
There you go. It's going to take you 5 hours to go through and do all these little clippets for your video, but that's okay.
Yeah, no.
I want to know what you're going to put in for the juicy parts. Every time juicy gets used, you got to put in like a picture of like an orange or something like that.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, okay. Google that. There you go. All right. Well, I'm done, Tech. You've spent me out. My juices are dried. China's out, champ.
Oh, also, I was able. I was just gonna say I was finally able to play Lego Marvel finally, and yeah, it is awesome.
Which one? Lego Marvel?
Yeah.
Oh, I hope so. How many times have you saved Stan Lee? Have you got Magneto yet?
I haven't gotten him playable yet.
Yeah, I got still.
I got to the part where I encountered him.
And how was that?
That was awesome.
Oh, very.
Because I was like, yay, mutants.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm Cyclops now, and then
I haven't got Cyclops yet though.
What? You haven't played that level yet?
No, I'm still in the Avengers front-loaded part where it's like, oh, Avengers.
There you go. Oh, okay, because you don't have to go too far to get into the X-Men. That's for sure. It doesn't take very long, so you'll be like Cyclops, and then you'll have like, hey, I'm Jean Grey, I want to play too. Hey, screw you, I'm Cyclops. Start flashing your visor at everything. Oh, by the way, on Spider-Man and Amazing Friends, Cyclops sounded like a dick.
Actually...
Hello there, Spider-Man. Thank you very much for coming out and saving us today. I am a humongous dick.
There was this part in Uncanny when Rachel Gray, she used the Phoenix or the Dark Phoenix defense. I was like, yeah, see, it wasn't his fault. Yep. She's like, well, he was possessed by Dark Phoenix at the time, so he's not exactly his fault. So I was like, yeah, Rachel Gray knows what's up.
I am a colossal dick.
Exactly. That's good. But that's. Oh, have you picked up Marvel Puzzle Quest yet?
No, I've not.
God damn it! I just got a 4-star Invisible Woman, and it was a freebie too. That was the best part. It was my freebie for the day. So I went every day. If you play it every day, and I've played now for over 120 days straight, at least once a day. And sometimes you get recruit tokens. So I hit that, and all of a sudden I hit it, and the thing was flashing. I'm going, oh, this is weird. And I hit it, and it turned out to be the Invisible Woman 4-star. Like, there's only 2 4-star characters in this game. One is Wolverine. The other one is the Invisible Woman. And I got her. So then I used some of my tokens that I'd won throughout the game, and I picked out another level, and flash, another Invisible Woman. So I got two. So I built up her power by another 1. So that's not too bad. So I got myself a mean mamma jamma. So you want to hear what my team is? My team, because you have to put 3 heroes against 3 whatever. It could be heroes and villains. So my first team is the Hulk, teaming with Thor, teaming with Captain Marvel, but the Moonstone Captain Marvel from the Dark Avengers. And then I have Iron Man teaming with Magneto, tagging with Invisible Woman, because they all kind of work together. And then I got Hoochie teaming up with Hoochie, and then and ending up with Wolverine. So there you go. You should play the game. You'd enjoy it. And once a day, just go in there.
Didn't you say it was on phones though, so I can't play it?
I think. No, you go get a phone.
And no.
Oh yeah, you would rather not do anything. I could text you every day. If I could text you every day and say, "Hey, Techie, how you doing?" You'd be like, "I'm just dealing with some stuff down this aisle with this girl." I went, "Oh, sorry, sorry, bud." I could text you and say, "Celestial juices," and then in brackets, Slurpee sounds. I'd put that. But that's all right. Oh, I love that last video we did. I let everybody listen to the fact I made you cry. And it was like the greatest thing. The laugh's just so awesome. It was perfect. Everybody said, that guy, he knows how to party. I said, yes, he does. He does know how to party. Party like it's hot.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. Well, Techie.
Yep.
It's been great. Let's do this next week. I'm
fun.
on vacation next week, so we can do it.
All right.
We can do it. I might even show up on your video game podcast.
Works for me.
Is that Jackass going to be on there?
Yeah.
Good.
Possibly.
Good. I'm very excited now. I can't wait. I got some stuff to say to him.
All right.
Does he miss me?
Probably not.
Does he talk to me about me a lot? Hey, how's Buff doing?
No.
Oh, that's rude. I talk about him all the time. To the police. There you go. No, I'm teasing. It'll be a great time, Big T. Can I call you Big T from now on?
Sure.
Can I call you Celestial Juices?
No.
Oh, okay.
Don't call me that.
Special thank you to my good friend, Tekken, Chris, Celestial Juice.
Oh my gosh.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, Techie.
All right. So yeah, that's it for this video. Feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share it with your friends, or not. That's cool too.
No, it's not. Share it with your friends. For everybody who uses Celestial Juices in their conversations that are down here, you get 1 like by me. How's that?
And until you see or hear from us again, thanks for listening and watching. And we're now.
Don't bend the corners.
Bag and boredom. Don't bend the edges and stuff.